Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Conversations with Harsh. Today, we have the dynamic duo, the real estate investors, Roz and Sean Woodland. They both are church ministry leaders. They are public speakers and award-winning real estate investors. And now they have also stepped into coaching, and now they are certified real estate investment coaches. They are the co-founders of Woodland Realty Investments. Their joy is to do good and build wealth for investors. So here I would like to present and welcome on the show, Sean and Roz Woodland. Welcome, guys.
Wow, thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for being on the show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us. We're very grateful to be here.
Okay, so we'll start with, we want to know that how you came into real estate as investors. How long have you been investing? What were you doing before? You are in Prescott, Ontario, right?
That's
so
right.
how has the journey been from a 9 to 5 to a part-time real estate investor and now to a full-time hands-on real estate investor? So talk to us about your journey.
How much time do we have?
We have a lot of time. But yeah, we need to be considerate of the time, yes. But yeah, we can do some time, yes. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Sean. You want to start or would you like me to start?
I think you are the expert on this.
Expert on the journey. All right. So we started off, Sean and I met in 2014, which is actually where the real estate journey kind of started before we got married, because we were not on the same page about finance or real estate or anything at all.
Mhm.
And our pastors told us that we needed special financial help because we were had such opposing views on finance and money. And he said
Yes.
that if we didn't get special help, that he wouldn't marry us because we would end up divorced. So we went to get some special financial help in the form of a 2-hour in-person seminar. It was before COVID, of course, and where we met the person who's now our realtor and author of a financial book. And that started the journey. Sean wanted to be an investor. I wanted to be a renter for the rest of my life. I didn't even want to own my own home. So it was,
Wow.
yeah. So
That's completely the opposite, like from
being a real
renter
estate
to providing rentals.
very much so. So it was through a lot of influencing on Sean's part, and that
It was hard
started-
work, Harsh. I'm not going to lie to get her on board.
hard word to start working on what the hard issues were for me around money and wealth and real estate, and to be able to change my mindset, start learning, reading books and getting an education, getting a coach ourselves, and saying that this is actually possible. And then, of course, leading up to Sean and I both being able to retire last year in 2022. And I had a very substantial position at Carleton University in the research office that I'd held for 20 years. So it was a huge 180-degree shift for me to turn completely around from not wanting to have anything to do with it, with being completely excited about it, and excited about coaching people and letting people know that it's possible for everyone to have success as a real
Absolutely.
estate investor. So.
Absolutely. Sean, you'd like to add on to that, or?
Yeah, I mean, I worked for the city of Ottawa. Well, when I met Roz first, I worked making like $15 an hour driving commercial vehicle, not making great money. So sort of coming in, and then I eventually worked my way into working for the city of Ottawa. I ended up with the dream job that I thought I wanted: benefits, pension, retirement plan, all of that stuff. And then I went from casual to part-time to full-time, similar to the real estate. And then when I landed the full-time position, I was incredibly bored. I mean, I really loved what I did. I was serving the public, driving the bookmobile at the library for the city of Ottawa. I met lots of people, had great relationships with patrons or customers, but still it wasn't enough for me because there was nowhere else left to go in the city of Ottawa.
Mhm.
So I ended up participating. A friend of mine invited me to one of coaching program, and I went to the weekend boot camp, and I learned more that weekend. Not even doing the program, but learned so much from that weekend that I knew that I was keeping myself too small-minded.
Yes.
We worked through the program. We graduated with honors. We closed 5 deals in the first year. We then progressed to purchase an 18 unit, 4 unit. We did a bunch of duplex conversions. And as a result of the hard work and dedication that we put into the real estate investing, here we are. We're both doing this full time now.
Excellent. Excellent.
Like you name it, we're doing it. So
yes, that's quite a journey. That's quite a journey. So what it shows is like anyone at any point in time, does not matter what your age is, where you are in life, you can do anything that you want. It's not just real estate, like anything. I would say anything. Whatever you want to do and want to achieve can be done.
With the right
Absolutely.
mindset.
Yeah,
yes, with the right mindset.
Add a couple of little details in there.
Yes.
Because truly for anybody, because
yes.
at the beginning, Sean was minus, there's that weird thing that happens where my hand goes up. Sean was, net worth was negative tens of thousands of dollars when we started this, and I had declared bankruptcy twice. So when we say anybody can do this, we truly mean anybody can do this.
Wow.
Yes.
So talk to us now about that. So you had declared bankruptcy twice. Sean was in negative net worth, and now you're completely opposite, right? Helping people build a wealth. And now you own multiple assets across different asset classes, right? So, and I'm going to the very, very start, right? When you were negative and when you just started up, what was the first thought and how did you get your first asset? Considering the times or that you were really in, because that time is really hard. Nobody wants to lend at that point in time. The lenders are scared and they back out, especially when there are bankruptcies on file or because of the net worth is zero, right? So how did you tackle that, and how did you get your first or second investment? Like, how did you jump into this?
So Roz was working at Carleton University, and I was slowly paying off my debt. We got married. We ended up qualifying for a very entry level condo in Ottawa to start our personal journey to purchase our personal home. Mm-hmm. And through that process, we were starting to build credit. We had a line of credit that we had. I don't know what it was, 30,000 or something at the time that we had. And thanks to Roz's longevity in her job and the fact that she had not owned a house in so long, she was able to do a first-time home buyer in that regard as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then which was really helpful. It deferred some tax and whatnot.
Oh, wow.
And then with the line of credit, a couple of years later, we started looking in secondary markets from Ottawa, and we got our first duplex. It was vacant. We didn't even know really. We knew a little bit, but not a lot. But to know that we had a vacant duplex that we got for $114,000, we used our line of credit to pay for that, and we did a BRRRR before we even knew what a BRRRR was. So we renovated it, and then let's see what happens if we refinance it, and we got all of our money back. So we sort of lucked out on the first one, and that just look at this. We now own this property with no money in it, and it's going to pay us for as long as we own it. So it was quite an experience. Luckily, yes. A lucky experience. Well, mostly lucky.
Yeah, was it certainly a fortunate experience. It wasn't, we haven't had all of that good fortune with every single purchase that we've had since then, but it was a really great way for us to start so that we could ride on the success of that and still be interested in continuing.
Yes, and I believe that to cherish success, failure is necessary, right?
Absolutely.
Otherwise, success does not feel like success, right? It just feels like a normal thing, and you don't really appreciate until you have failed. So that feeling, it cannot be described in words, but that feeling is different. Okay, so now I'm coming to Roz this time. Roz, I know you're a member of the United Way Speakers Bureau, right? And you started with Microsoft. as training as Microsoft Word. And then you also were fortunate enough to meet the man himself, Mr. Bill Gates.
Yes.
Would you talk a little bit about how was that, and how is he as a person? Like, we are all really interested. Like, anybody who gets to meet Bill Gates, they are really excited about it, right?
Well, I'll tell you, it was a very, very, very long time ago, and he is certainly was not the man that he is today. This is going back to the 80s, and he really was at the time that quintessential geek, like with the pocket protector and the pen, and the only thing that was missing was the tape on his glasses. And it was pre-IPO for Microsoft. That's how long ago it was. So
Oh, wow.
yes. When I say original trainer, I mean original trainer, right? So we just had a little space in Mississauga at the time
Yeah.
that
Okay.
we were 10 employees that opened Microsoft Canada at the time. And he came and met us all, took us all out for dinner, like again, and like just in a regular restaurant at a regular table, because we weren't a huge group of people. We weren't even a
Yes.
large enough group of people to have a room to ourselves. So that's how small it was. And I just remember I was actually sitting next to him at dinner, and he reminded me quite a lot. I mean, we're going way back here of Microsoft DOS, where everything was a yes, no, remember, binary. And that
Yes.
was what he was like. He was at the time hadn't taken all the courses that he's had to learn how to become a public speaker, and he just seemed really uncomfortable in the group, in just you just say, oh, how was your flight, good, any turbulence? No. So yeah, it was certainly an exercise in learning how to ask open-ended questions so that you could get a little bit more information.
That must have been an experience. Well, now if you think about it, who at that point in time, like 1980s, and I believe 1981 was when Microsoft was launched. Yeah, I was born in 81.
Yeah. Well, we were still doing work
Yes.
with Apple at the time. Like Microsoft and Apple were working together then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we worked
Okay.
on Macs. We worked on Macs. Yeah. So,
Hopefully
Wow,
these are trade secrets for us.
well,
Yeah.
hopefully
Not trade secrets. I would not say trade secrets, but yeah, like they were working together. Only a few people like Roz, who were at that time in Microsoft, would know about this. Nobody else would.
No, nobody would remember that we were doing software for both IBM and Apple. Yeah.
That's an exciting chapter that you had with Bill Gates, because you know him from the time when he was not the Bill Gates that he is today, like the billionaire Bill Gates, right?
No.
You know him at that from that time. That is
he might have had as much money as we do now, right? Just,
yeah, or maybe less. Maybe less.
Maybe less. Who knows, right?
Yeah. Okay, so now what kind of, I would like to jump on to the asset classes. Like, what kind of asset classes do you focus on? What's your niche, or where are you moving towards? Like, which niche are you moving towards? So, like, if you're in multifamily, you're doing flips, and now you're going to BRRRRs, or what are you trying to do now, and where are you going towards? Like, where are you headed?
So we mainly focus. We've had to pivot away from the duplexes, like buying purpose-built duplexes.
Yes.
They're just a little more work than buying a multifamily itself. So we're trying to get over to the multifamily space. We're already there, but we're looking for many more larger numbers, 5 units or more, because they're easier to manage. You control the environment, what the value is worth by rental and in income from the property, which is much better. We also do for side projects and for smaller people that want to invest with us, we do duplex conversions. We'll buy bungalows, turn them into the duplexes, and it's a great way to for smaller investors to get in that don't want to be in with a bunch of people.
Yes.
In a syndication or a larger building. That way, they get the benefit of the cash flow, splitting the cash flow, all of that stuff. So.
Yes, excellent. And especially in today's time when like interest rates are just going up. There is like, you definitely need a second income. And if you have a house which can produce a second income, that's really awesome, right? That just provides a helping hand. because
Yeah.
the expenses, like people are feeling the real pain right now.
Yeah,
Definitely.
we are also developing an 18 unit building on the property of our existing 18 unit building. So we're trying
wow.
to, we're trying to, usually we just try to maximize everything that we have. And then we came up with the idea, well, maybe we can do this. And it's now in the planning stage. They're
Okay. So
trying
now
to supposed to
you're
finish my sentences.
that's okay. So
Yeah.
you're demolishing your existing one and then building, or it's in
No.
the same lot?
Building another one on the lot.
In the same lot. Oh
On the
wow.
same lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah. Initially, like the lots were big and huge, right? Nowadays, like lots are getting shrink, but
Yeah.
earlier they were like the lots were really big. The people who bought at that time, like larger lots, like yourself, now there's a big opportunity to encash on them and build on them. I know someone in downtown Toronto. What they did was they had a house on a very deep, big lot.
Yeah.
What they did was they severed the lot into two, and then on each lot they built 4 units, and then the 4 units, so that converted into 8, and then on the back side they built 2 laneway suites.
Nice. Wow.
Oh wow.
And
Yeah.
so they converted one house with one lot into 10 units.
10 units, exactly.
That's incredible.
Yes, yes. And this happened especially after that bill came in that there is no committee of adjustments requirement for like 4 units, up to 4 units. That's what they did. So they severed and 4 units, so no committee of adjustments. And on this one also 4 units, no committee of adjustments. And then again the laneway suites, right? So
Yeah, nice.
again, no, nobody is required. So now they're essentially they own 10.
Yeah.
But
Perfect.
they own it in a way that no committee of adjustments was required.
Fantastic.
Which is, yes, I mean, incredible. That law that came out, the bill that came out, that is really helpful for bigger lots, especially in older areas where people have big, huge lot houses, right?
Mhm.
Well, we had the opportunity in May when we were at the multifamily conference in Toronto to drive through High Park, where I used to live when in the 80s when I met Bill Gates. And the house that I lived in High Park is gone, and there's a huge multi on top of that corner lot. So
Oh
it was
wow!
like, there it is.
Yes, yes. So probably if you would not have sold it, you would have.
Probably it's in between then and now. I would imagine there's been a few turnovers. Yes.
Yes. So okay. Now I wanted to get into the mindset. People do talk about bigger deals, getting into real estate investment. How important, solid is the mindset that is required to actually gain that momentum and push yourself to actually do the things? Because people get scared when they think of 5 and above or 10 and above, so they get restricted by their own mindset. Any thoughts or about that mindset thing?
That mindset thing is the most important thing that there is, that's going to bring you to the next level and to the next level and to the next level and to the next level. It's
Yes.
all mindset.
Okay, Sean, anything that you'd like to add?
Well, I could share when I first started. Well, when Roz and I first started, we had an opportunity in Smith Falls to buy a triplex for $99,000. It was our first deal. We went out and saw it was winter time, and my mindset was very poor because I didn't have the experience or knowledge, and I didn't understand renovations. And I went in. We couldn't get into the bottom unit, and we were told that it was in bad shape. So we end up we go walk the other 2 units. We go to the Tim Hortons back when it was pen and paper to sign with our realtor, and I backed out. And what a disappointment that was, because now I'm looking back at that property and it's been up for sale for almost $600,000, and that was only 2017.
Whoa.
So mindset can really stop you. And even our first one that we did close on for the duplex, I almost walked away from that one too, based on fear. And it's really important to overcome those fears, face those fears, walk into them, stand up, just follow through. If you don't have somebody that you can talk to, join masterminds, talk with people who are like-minded or that are doing what you aspire to do, and they can help shift and pivot your mindset in the way you think, and give you courage.
Yeah, absolutely. Any tips or any inputs that about like coaching, mentoring having coaches, having mentors. I know you have mentors for finance, real estate investing, marriage and health and all. So you have like quite a few kind of coaches. So what has been the importance of coaching for you, coaching and mentoring for you? I know now you are also coaches, right? But I believe good coaches also have coaches, right?
Absolutely.
Coach,
Yeah.
yes. So how, from a coaching and mentoring perspective, on its importance, would you like to add anything onto that?
So in real estate, if
Yes.
we hadn't gone and got coaching and joined a program, we wouldn't be where we are today. Because when we get coaching or mentorship from somebody who's doing exactly what it is we want to do,
Absolutely.
they're shortening the distance. Because if we're
Yes.
trying to figure it out ourselves, we're going to be all over the place. Whereas
Absolutely.
when like we had one deal in 2017 and then we started in 2020 and closed 5, we couldn't have done that on our own. Like we just
Yes.
couldn't have. So having somebody that's been there, done that, that's going to hold your hand, walk you through the process, and then when you have the mindset issues,
Yes.
fear and whatnot that comes up, they're going to help you work through that fear and give you that boost of confidence.
And now, since you are coaches, right, coming to your coaching as a profession, right, where you coach people, what is the biggest, and I would say, fear that you see in people or your mentees who you coach, and any tips on how to overcome that, right? So what is the biggest fear that you see in your mentees when you coach them?
It's for my students, it's the resistance. It's the resistance to try new things, to do the things that they haven't done before. And I think
Yeah.
it's for the seasoned investors. We know that we're probably going to do, for every 10 walkthroughs, we might put in maybe 3 offers. You know, we might get 1 or 2 under contract, and
Might.
we might close on one of those deals, maybe.
Yes.
Right? Those are seasoned investors, know these things. But there's, because they haven't done it yet, it's so uncomfortable, and it's just like, just do it anyway, right?
Yes.
Just do it anyway. And
Yes.
because we're trying to get you comfortable with what's uncomfortable, and then it comes second nature. There's no professional athletes that got to where they are without coaches, multiple coaches. Through the years, as they get better and better and better, and they're going to move from high school ball to university ball to the minor leagues to the major leagues. To get to the major leagues, to get to be an actual player, you got to
Yes.
have a coach and just get better.
Yes, absolutely. And I believe that. Sean, your thoughts?
I think so. I guess fear is the biggest thing for people. Fear, and sometimes fear stops people from actually following through on like tasks that you give to them
Yes.
to do, like walkthroughs, underwriting properties. Maybe it's fear of actually closing, fear of success, or it's fear of failure. And one of the big ones that people have is working with investors, because they don't want to lose their money. They don't want something to happen. That's because people generally have a big heart and want to make sure that they're going to protect everybody, and that confidence that they require. Confidence seems to be my word today, but to get the confidence to trust and believe in themselves that they can do what they're doing. So there's multiple things to do with fear, I think.
Absolutely. Okay. So coming to a newbie, like a very, very new investor who is just starting up, or he or she just has dreams that, okay, we want to do this, we want to get into real estate investing. And it's just like in the back of their mind, yes, yes, yes. What would be your advice to them? Or if you were to start all over again, what would you do different? Or what would be your advice to that new investor from your experience, whatever you have seen in the past 10 years, 8 years of investing?
Invest in yourself. Hire a coach, hire a mentor, invest in your education. And with that education, you're going to move forward.
Yes. Roz, anything that you'd like to add here?
I would say believe that everything is possible.
Yes. No, that is completely true. That is completely true. If you don't believe it, it'll never happen.
Yeah.
Even if you hire coaches, mentors, they'll be not of any use if you don't believe it. So yeah, if you have that constant notion in your mind that, oh, it will not happen, it'll not happen, nobody can do anything about it, right?
Yeah,
Nobody
that's it.
can get in.
as I said, because we come from a place of minus tens of thousands and 2 bankruptcies, we're the
Yes.
living proof that anything is possible. Like we are the
Ye-
living proof that anything is possible.
Yes, and many others have proven the same fact, and they have come from much adverse conditions, and they have made it to the top. So
Exactly.
belief is, I think, I would also, my go-to would be also belief that yes, if it can be done, if somebody has done it, we can too.
Absolutely.
Great. Okay. So from nowadays, I'm coming to the market now, especially in the Ottawa area, because you're very active in that area, Ottawa and surrounding areas, right? So which market do you see flourishing in the next 5 years or 2 to 5 years in that area, in the Ottawa and surrounding areas? And I'm sure you are also investing in those areas. Why do you see that market flourishing, or any new things that are being built there that the government is supporting in those areas, that people can look to those areas that if they want to invest in those areas?
So you're asking for trade secrets here now.
No, no,
I'm just teasing.
kind of, yeah.
So we invest outside of Ottawa. Ottawa, we're not finding. I mean, there are deals if you make the deals in Ottawa. Essentially, we're within an hour radius of Ottawa. We invest where we live in Prescott. We invest along the 401 corridor around us. We're finding that the growth here, because Ottawa is becoming so expensive for housing to purchase and to rent, that
Yes.
people are starting to travel now. So within that hour radius, people are driving to and from Ottawa to get to and from work. So we're able to provide here where we are. We create new housing. We also buy existing housing and improve the properties. So the people that are coming are renting from us as well. Now, there's also a lot of development between Brockville and Cornwall. There's people coming in, they're building subdivisions, they're building apartment complexes. We know somebody that's going to be building 200 units very soon in the areas. And we know with all of this development, property prices are about to skyrocket. I mean, that's a personal belief. It's not a market. So
No, this is the way you are seeing things, and because you're in the area, you know about an hour's here and there about Ottawa, like surrounding areas, they are expanding because Ottawa there is a sprawl happening, and here in Toronto as well, right? There's a sprawl happening because things are getting expensive, rents are going high, so people are sprawling to the outskirts, which is really good. I know Carleton Place is a good place nowadays to invest in near the Ottawa area.
Yeah, it's catching up with Ottawa. It's getting more expensive as well quickly. So
yes, absolutely. Lastly, I would like to ask for the investors who invest with you, right, or who would like to invest with you, they can contact you where?
Tell them, Roz.
Well, Sean's Calendly link, I believe, is on our website at www.woodlandrealtyinvestments.com.
Okay.
And we have a Facebook page, and
Yes.
John and I each have our own individual Facebook pages, but Woodland Realty Investments is also on Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh no, definitely. We'd be posting those when we release the episode. So all the socials and everything will be included in there. But for the viewers, I'd just like to talk that it's woodlandrealtyinvestments.com, and you just go there and they contact us, and you'll be able to schedule a call with them and know more about them and their projects. And hopefully you can go ahead and partner up. One question lastly I want to ask, the 18 unit that you're going through the approval process, when is that expected to be complete, and when the build will start? And are you still looking for people if they want to invest in there?
We're just in site plan approval right now. They're going back and forth with our planner.
Yes.
They've sorted out the parking issues and whatnot that they have the issues with. And I think they're going to be going back shortly. So we're hoping to put the shovel in the ground by the winter. I mean, maybe that's a big aspiration, but we're hoping. And
I would say
like
spring 2024.
I'm an optimist.
I would say spring 2024.
Mindset.
Yes. No, but anyways, early 2024 is where you'll be looking to put the shovels in the ground, right?
We're hoping and praying for that, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And
we have a shortage of housing out here, so that's going to help
absolutely
help the town solve that issue. So
no, absolutely. Okay, so people, if you would like to know more about that deal and would like to talk to Sean or Roz, again, head to woodlandrealtyinvestments.com and go to the contact us section. There's the link. We'll be posting all the socials on the social media when we release this episode. I would like to thank Sean and Roz for their time today. Really appreciate you guys of coming over and spending an afternoon time with us. And we really appreciate giving those insights about the Ottawa area as well. And your journey, especially because coming from zero, in fact, negative and bankruptcies to a successful real estate investor holding multiple assets across different asset classes, which is really, really great.
And thank you very much for having us. It's been an honor to be here and chatting with you today.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.